Hi, Sarah. Thanks for inviting my son over yesterday. He said he had so much fun playing with your son. I hope he was a good boy.
No problem, Nora. He was a really good boy. He has a quiet personality just like you. I want to thank him for being good friends with my son.
Really? I'm glad to hear that. He can be really naughty when he's at home. Maybe he gets nervous at his friend's house.
Maybe. Boys his age are so naughty at home. My son was so naughty this morning, I was exhausted by the time he left for school.
Me too. Without my husband's help, it would have been impossible for him to get ready for school in time. Young boys are really energetic.
I'm so jealous. Such a nice husband. Your husband helps you take care of your son? My husband never helps me look after him.
Really? Your husband looks kind, though.
He's definitely kind, but he's really busy with his work. Thanks to his hard work, he was able to get a promotion and now gets a good salary.
That's great.
Yeah, it is, but there are some bad things too. He's really talented, so he attracts a lot of attention.
Isn't that a good thing? I don't see any disadvantages.
Well, he's not only talented, but also handsome. He's kind and good at his job as well, so he's quite popular among boys and girls. It makes me worry as his wife. Do you get what I'm trying to say, Nora?
Yeah, I bet he's really popular at his office. I think I get why you're worried.
Right. I really don't know why he chose to marry me. You know, I can be aggressive sometimes. It might have been better for him to marry a more elegant and feminine woman.
Don't worry. Your personality is definitely one of your charms. Your husband fell in love with you. You should feel more confident.
I hope so. If only I was elegant and feminine like you, Nora. I wouldn't have to worry about these things.
Me? You have your charms, Sarah.
Really? Don't flatter me. I might get overconfident about myself.
I'm serious. You should feel confident about yourself.
I feel like I forced you to say this. Nora, you really helped me gain my self-confidence. Thanks.
I just told you my honest thoughts.
You're really kind. Oh, by the way, I was hoping if we go to our son's open school together.
Sure, I was also planning to visit his open school. Thanks for asking. I thought you were going with close mom friends.
I wanted to go with you. I actually got into a little fight with them the other day, so we decided to go separately this time. And our sons are in different classes anyway.
Oh, I see. I'm happy you asked me. I'll see you on open school day then.
Our sons are great friends as well. I guess we all get along. I'll come pick you up, okay? I heard they were going to read their essays for us during open school. I'm so excited to hear about what they wrote.
Was the topic about their family? It's kind of embarrassing to hear what they think of us, but I'm also looking forward to it.
I know, I'm a bit nervous to be honest. See you on open school day.
Hi, Sarah? I have a question to ask. Do you have some time right now?
What? I'm really busy. If you have anything you want to ask me, go on. Let's end this quick.
Then I'll get straight to the point. Your son has been acting weird recently.
Weird? How? Can you be a bit more specific?
Did you tell your son to ignore my son?
Why would you think so?
My son told me that your son ignored him at school today. When he asked him for the reason, he said so.
My son said that? His honesty is his charm, but I guess he's a bit too straightforward. I should have told him not to say that.
So you admit it? Why would you tell your son to ignore my son?
Why? I think it's pretty clear. You really don't know why. How about you think of the reason yourself?
I noticed your attitude changed all of a sudden. You used to text me a lot before, but you barely text me now. Even if I text you, you tend to ignore my messages and never reply. But I really don't know why you changed so much.
I'll give you a hint. Open school. Do you remember anything?
Did I do something that offended you?
Think about your husband.
My husband? He wasn't there with us, though.
He wasn't, but your son revealed something in his essay. He said that his dad stays at home every day and plays with him. Doesn't that mean he's jobless?
No, he has a job. He's often at home, but he has a job. He works every day, just like your husband.
He can't be at home if he really has a job. I have to make wise choices about who to be friends with. I can't let my son be friends like someone whose dad is jobless.
He has a job. Don't look down on us. And our sons have nothing to do with this in the first place. They've been great friends for a long time. It's up to them to choose who they want to be friends with.
You have no idea about how friends can influence your child. Both my husband and I are intelligent people, and my son is also both intelligent, got it? What if my son becomes stupid like your son by being friends with him? Can you take responsibility for it?
Are you insulting my son as well? I love my husband and son. They are really important to me. I won't allow you to insult my family.
If you were smart like me, you wouldn't be emotional like this so easily. You should just interact with your kind of people. Stupid people like you. I don't want you to get involved with my son.
Okay. I never knew you were so mean, Sarah.
What if I was? It's none of your business. I don't need a poor friend who married a jobless guy.
Alright. I won't text you anymore. And I will never get involved with your family. Are you happy with that?
Of course. I don't want to interact with poor families. I never want to be poor like you. Nobody ever bring your son near my son. Tell your son not to play with my son ever again. He is definitely a negative influence.
I'm exhausted.
What's the matter, darling? It took you longer than usual to take your lunch break.
Oh, I'm really busy. I barely have time to eat my lunch. A big project is coming up. I know it's my job, but it's really tiring.
Are you okay? Don't push yourself too hard, okay? I get that you're busy, but you have to take a break once in a while.
Sorry to make you worried. But others work harder than me.
Your colleagues?
Nah, the engineer we're working with. He doesn't work for our company, but he's great. He's famous in the field. Without him, our project would have failed a long time ago.
I never heard you praise someone so much. I bet he's really great. I hope my poor mom friend gets to hear about him.
Poor mom friend? What are you talking about?
Her family is so dumb. They don't understand how poor they are and the negative influence they're giving to their surroundings. Her husband is jobless.
Life must be hard for them then. So, does his wife work instead?
No, she's a housewife. I really wonder how they're making a living. I guess they depend on their parents' money.
I feel really sorry for their child.
Really? I thought so too. Jim was friends with their son, so I told him to start interacting with them. I think he'll be a negative influence for Jim.
Do I know him too? If you're friends with his mom, I think I know him too.
Oh, I'm talking about Nora and her family, but there's nothing to worry. I told her to never get involved with our family.
Nora and her family? Are you serious? Tell me you're kidding. You haven't offended her, have you?
What's wrong? I only told her the truth that she wasn't aware about. Her stupid family is definitely a bad influence for Jim.
You're the stupid one. Come to my office right now to apologize. Right now!
Huh? What's wrong with you? Why do I have to do that?
The engineer I was talking about earlier, he is Nora's husband.
Huh? You have to be kidding. Her son wrote in his essay that his dad stays at home all the time. Doesn't that mean her husband is jobless?
He's a freelance engineer. It's not a rare job nowadays. You misunderstood and insulted her. How can you insult her based on your assumptions?
Wait a minute. What's gonna happen if I don't apologize?
He's a calm man. I don't think it will affect our project, but you insulted not only his wife, but his son as well, right?
Not exactly. I might have sounded a bit aggressive, though.
You definitely offended his family. If I was him, I wouldn't want to work with someone whose wife insulted my family. Project might end up failing because of you.
That can't happen. I can't directly insult her husband.
Just come to my office right now to apologize. Fortunately, he's visiting our office today. Hurry up! Got it?
Nora, you have to help me. You're the only one I can rely on.
I can't believe you're texting me after all the things you said yesterday. What do you want from me?
I heard about your husband from my husband. He's not jobless, is he?
Why? Does your husband know my husband?
Your husband works with my husband's company, right? I met him today.
Oh, right. I almost forgot. And what do you want?
My husband told me your husband has been a great help, so I want to apologize about what I said to you yesterday. I'm really sorry, Nora.
How does your apology relate to you asking me for help?
Your husband seemed really angry about it. Both my husband and I apologized to him. But he said he won't accept our apology unless you forgive me. He said he can't make the decision because it's also about you and your son.
So, you want me to tell my husband that I forgave you?
Yes, that's right. I might have been a bit offensive, but we're good friends, aren't we? Friends fight sometimes. Let's both forget about it.
No, I can't forget about it. We're not friends anymore, are we? You're the one who wanted to stop being friends.
I'm asking you to forget everything I said. Let me apologize for everything I said that offended you. I'll allow my son to play with your son, so please, we can be friends again, can't we?
Why do I need to allow my son to be friends with your son? I thought you were the one who was asking for help. I don't think you really feel sorry.
Let's just ignore the small details, okay? I thought you were a kind-hearted person, Nora. You seem to be narrow-minded today.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just told you my honest opinion.
Your honest opinion? If you have anything you want to say, I'm ready to listen. I'm always your friend.
Let me be really honest with you. Why are you apologizing via text, not in person? Do you really feel sorry?
You know, I don't want to bother you by visiting your house. I'm being considerate.
What's with your arrogant attitude? I'm the one who decides if I forgive you or not. You don't sound sorry at all, Sarah. It's like you're apologizing for your own good.
No, that's not true. I'm the one to be blamed. I'm fully aware of that. So don't be so mean to me.
Is this funny to you? If you don't feel sorry, don't apologize. It's frustrating. I don't think I can forgive you, Sarah.
Nora, do you know that I'm older than you? Can't you respect me more? How can you say something so mean?
If you want respect, act like you deserve it. I don't think you're worthy of respect.
Don't you remember that I was the one who talked to you first? Who do you think helped you to make many mom friends? How about you express some gratitude?
Gratitude? You have to be kidding. You never acted out of kindness. You just wanted someone you can look down on.
How dare you say that?
The only thing you do is brag about your husband. You talk in a way to get praised by others. And if you dislike someone, you instantly kick them out of your friend group. Many of your mom friends feel the same. You're a difficult person to be around.
Huh? Who would ever say that? Have you been making fun of me all this time?
You could be difficult sometimes. But I always looked up to you. You have great leadership. Well, I regret looking up to you, to be honest.
If you thought highly of me, can't you just forgive me? You looked up to me at one point. We can be friends again, Nora.
There's nothing I can respect about you at this point. You insulted both my husband and son. I don't think I can be friends with someone who insulted my family.
I'll allow your son to be friends with my son again. Are you destroying your son's friendship because of your own problem? I don't think that's something a mother should do.
There's nothing I have to worry about. Your son apologized to my son the other day. He said sorry he ignored him just because his mother told him to.
Huh? Jim said that?
Good for you, Sarah. Your son is a good boy. He's indeed very intelligent. I respect your ability to raise such a good boy. How about you learn how to be mature from your son? Because you're definitely being more immature than him. After our conversation, I instantly blocked Sarah. I then sent all the conversation I had with Sarah using messages to her husband. He was so shocked to read all the messages he sent me, and he decided to live separately from his wife. My husband never planned to make his personal emotions get in the way of his work, so he still works with Sarah's husband. To avoid the worst-case scenario of their project failing, her husband wanted Sarah to apologize, just in case. He hoped she would learn from this experience and better her personality in the future. But sadly, she did not seem to learn anything from it, so her husband decided to live separately to reconsider their marriage. I no longer keep in touch with Sarah, but our sons remain to be great friends with each other. Her honest and kind-hearted son reflected on his actions, regretted ignoring my son because his mom told him to, and apologized to my son. My son is lucky to have such a good friend. I hope he can continue to cherish this friendship in the future, and grow up to be a wonderful gentleman.
Haley, has Jackson left for his business trip? Yes, he left about an hour ago. Oh, I see. It's hard on him, isn't it? Haley, you're pregnant and he's got to go on a long business trip. I wish the people at his company would consider that more. That's true. The decision was rather sudden. But he's supposed to be back before the due date. That's the only saving grace. If I had known he would be away sooner, he could have gone home for birth. I'm sorry. It must be a burden on you, mother-in-law, living with us. I feel terrible burdening you with so many household chores just because my stomach is so big. That's not a problem at all. I'm the one who's living with you. so I can handle the chores. I'll do as much as I can, so please don't worry too much about it. Oh, is that so? Well then, I'll say this without hesitation. I couldn't say this in front of my son because he might get upset. But Haley, I think you should be moving around more. That's true. I'm sorry. No, it's not like I'm blaming you. But you need physical strength to give birth, don't you? Maybe it would be better if you moved around a bit even now. Looking at recent pregnant women, they're all slim, but Haley, you're a little... I guess I have put on a bit too much weight. I'll be more careful. Then, while my son's away, I'll train you, Haley. I, who maintains this proportion in my 60s, will guide you thoroughly. Please be gentle. Lately, my body just doesn't move as I want it to, and I get tired easily. I understand. But you don't need any extra fat besides the baby. That's right. Can you mop the hallway today? Do you mean mopping the floor? Yes, I used to do it a lot in the old days. Housework can burn quite a few calories, and it's quite a workout. I see. Alright, I'll give it a try. But don't push yourself too hard. If you collapse, it'll be a disaster, and my son will be angry with me. That's true. I'll do my best in moderation. Mopping the floor is also good for pelvic distortion. It's the perfect chore for giving birth to a healthy baby. I'll go shopping then, so please clean. Yes, understood. Please be careful on your way back. Mother-in-law, you won't be back until this evening, right? I'm about to go shopping. Do you need anything? Could you stop at Peace Supermarket in next town over? The next town over? Mother-in-law, I'm sorry. I was planning to go somewhere within walking distance. Could we make do with a closer supermarket? Huh? What are you talking about? Just walk there. But, the next town over is quite a distance. It will take a lot of time. I think it would take at least 2 hours just to get there with my current condition. Exercise, exercise. You may not be able to do strenuous exercise, but you can walk, can't you? I can walk, but with a round trip taking 4 hours, that's just too much. What are you complaining about? Work, you sea cow. Excuse me? Just kidding. That's what they used to call overweight pregnant women. Haley, you're a bit spoiled because you're a young one, right? Giving birth and raising a child is hard work. You should build up more strength. I see. Understood. I'll go then. Yes, take care. Peace Supermarket is pretty cheap for vegetables, so bring a large backpack. Get a daikon, pumpkin, and a head of cabbage. Oh, could you also get a bag of potatoes? You're buying quite a lot. This is strength training so you can properly hold your child when they get bigger. Also, the baby in your belly is a girl. She might be a chubby girl like you, Haley. Everyone in her family is slim. It'd be a pity if she takes after you. Well, I was of average weight originally. But you're large now. You really look like a sea lion. You don't see pregnant women like you these days, do you? You're attending a maternity clinic, so you should know better, Haley. But I'm also at full term, so it's inevitable that my belly is big. That's why you're spoiled. My son must be embarrassed to have a wife with a chubby body, type like you. Don't compromise just because you have a child. Before you're a wife or a mother, you're a woman. Yes, I understand. I'm not trying to be mean to you, Haley. But it's better to have a purpose for exercise, isn't it? It's better to have a purpose like shopping rather than just walking aimlessly. That might be true. I'm telling you this for your sake. I want you to give birth to a healthy child. So since it's going to take some time, go ahead and get started. Make sure to get back in time to cook dinner. Understood. I'll go now. Oh, don't eat or drink anything on the way. You could use a bit of fasting. You're so plump. Also, make sure to bring back the receipt. I'll check to make sure you went. Haley? You're not answering the phone. What's up? What can I do for you? Just reply already. Why are you ignoring my messages? I was in a situation where I couldn't reply. You shouldn't be in such a situation. You're a pregnant full-time housewife. What could possibly be more important than replying to your mother-in-law? Wow, that's harsh. So this is the treatment you've been receiving all along. Huh? What are you talking about? Hey, Fatty, it's almost evening. Just hurry back home. How many hours have you been at the supermarket? What do you mean by Fatty? It's your cute nickname, isn't it? Or would you prefer Seal? You're truly terrible. My daughter won't come home ever again. What? Daughter? You mean the baby in your belly? No, I mean Haley. Long time no see, Jackson's mother. I'm Quinn, Haley's mother. Huh? Quinn? This is Haley's phone, isn't it? Don't joke around like that, Haley. Just hurry back and start preparing dinner. Haley collapsed and was taken to the hospital. She's still asleep in bed now. Haley collapsed? So you really are Haley's mother? Yes, I am. If you don't believe me, I can call you. No, that's okay. But what do you mean Haley collapsed? What happened? Shouldn't you understand this best? I saw your text conversation. You were sending Haley, who is in her final month of pregnancy, to a supermarket that takes 2 hours to reach, right? No, I didn't send her. Quinn, this was something Haley agreed to. She said she wanted to lose weight, so I just gave her some advice. I didn't force her to go. My daughter has been refusing to go since she entered her final month, hasn't she? Just the other day, she texted you saying she wasn't feeling well and couldn't go, but she replied saying that she's lacking the determination of a mother, didn't you? What do you mean by that? Well, Quinn, you're from the same generation as me, so you understand, right? In the past, pregnant women did household chores as usual, didn't they? Weren't they told that exercise was important? While it's true that some exercise within one's capabilities can be necessary during pregnancy, everyone's condition is different. In the past, we tended to impose old-fashioned views due to limited information, but it's different now, isn't it? You understand this, yet you still forced Haley to comply, didn't you? I didn't mean to force her at all. I was just suggesting exercise for Haley's sake. I don't know what kind of life Haley was actually leading, but even from looking at the text messages, it seems like unilateral imposition. Calling a pregnant daughter Seal Woman or Fatty is extremely disrespectful. We're close enough to joke around, you know? I don't see it that way. Reading Haley's text, it's clear that she's being careful with you. Making a pregnant woman in her final months walk for 4 hours round trip is just crazy. We will never forget what you've done. Quinn, which hospital is Haley in? I'll go right now. No, you don't need to come. We don't want someone who put our precious daughter and her baby in danger around. I'll take care of Haley. So please think that you'll never see our child again. Haley, I'm sorry. Please reply. Hello, mother-in-law. It's been a while. Haley, you're not your mother, Quinn, right? Yes, I'm not my mother. Oh, good. You're okay. I've been worried sick. I got yelled at by my son, and I didn't know how you were doing. I see, but the one you're worried about is yourself, right? You're panicking because what you've done has been exposed, aren't you? Don't say such cold things, Haley. I'm really sorry. You know me. I always say what I think, right? I didn't mean any harm when I was giving advice to Haley. Is that so? Then will you tell my son and your mother Quinn properly that we are getting along living together? Those two don't listen to me at all. You're the only one I can rely on, Haley. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. Why not? We had been building a good relationship, hadn't we? Do you really think so? I thought so. We, as a couple, didn't intend to live together in the first place. You forced your way in, and that's how we started living together, right? Well, but you accepted it, so you didn't kick me out, right? We just gave in the end. We didn't accept it. Also, when my husband is around, you treat me kindly, but when we're alone, you often make sarcastic comments, don't you? Did I? Every time something happened, I felt like you were comparing me to others and being harsh. You should have said something at the time. If you had told me, I would have tried to fix it. That's true. I didn't want to ruin my relationship with you, so I was always holding back. But now I realize that was a mistake. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. If that's what you truly believe, that's really scary. The bullying got worse after my husband went on a business trip. How can you unconsciously bully your daughter-in-law? Can you still insist that you didn't do it on purpose? I was truly worried about you. Everything I did was for your sake. Is that so? I understand. You finally understand. I'm glad, Haley. You're the kindest person I know. I believed in you. I knew you would forgive me. No, you misunderstand. What I mean is that I've realized I can't live with you anymore. It's pointless to warn someone who bullies their daughter-in-law without realizing it. It's too scary to live with such a person. So we're ending this cohabitation. Wait a minute. Where can I go if I'm kicked out? I don't know. You should figure it out yourself. There's almost none of my husband's inheritance left. But there's still some left, right? You should use that money to rent a place and live on your own. Of course, that won't be enough. So you'll have to work for yourself. I'm sorry, Haley. What are you apologizing for? I must admit, I did think about making you suffer a little bit. But it was really just a little bit. I didn't mean to make you collapse. So you do realize you were bullying your daughter-in-law? Yes, I'm sorry, but I won't do it ever again. That's what I wanted to hear. Thank you. So, you'll forgive me? There's no way I can forgive you. You made me, a pregnant woman, walk around out of spite and spoke harshly to me. Now that I know you realize what you've done, I have no regrets. With this, I can cut ties with you without any residual feelings. I'm really sorry, Haley, but I was usually nice, wasn't I? Until my son went on a business trip, I never did anything that bad. I promise I'll be a good mother-in-law from now on. Apologizing doesn't put an end to everything. What happened to you, Haley? You were always a smiling and kind daughter-in-law, even though I'm so sorry. Why won't you forgive me? Because I think I've learned a little bit about what it means to be a mother through this incident. In order to protect my precious child, I won't let myself be controlled by you. I'm okay now, so don't worry about me. Your bullying, your advice, even your presence, I've realized that I don't need any of them. After breaking off my cohabitation with my mother-in-law, I returned to my parents' home after giving birth at the maternity clinic. My mother-in-law tried to continue living together until the end, but neither my husband nor my mother would allow it. My mother-in-law was kicked out of the house, and in the end, she seems to have rented an apartment nearby. I don't know how she will live from now on, but we have no intention of helping her. I didn't expect that I would be bullied by my mother-in-law, even though she forced me to live together with her. I had a little sympathy for her because she had no place to live, but now I feel nothing. I hope she never approaches me or my daughter again. And when my return home ended, I started living in a new house prepared by my husband. Life with my kind husband and lovely daughter is challenging, but full of happiness and fulfillment. I will never forget my gratitude to my mother and husband who rushed to my side when I collapsed, and to the kind people around me who celebrated the birth of my child. And I will cherish those who care about me. And I will never expose my child to danger again. I've learned that even if I think I should bear it, it can hurt my child. I'm not a very strong person, but I've decided to change for the sake of my daughter. I won't bear what's unnecessary, strive to live a full life of smiles and happiness, and aim to be a strong and reliable presence, just like my mother.